Hey, what's up, AML family? Thank you guys for tuning in today. I appreciate everyone's time. I appreciate you guys checking out the stories of our brothers and sisters and encouraging them. I'm out here with a very nice lady. What's your name?
Samantha.
Nice to meet you, Samantha.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. How old are you, Samantha?
I'm 34. I just turned 34.
Hey, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
What do you do for your birthday?
Nothing special.
Uh,
Just the same old, same as you get older, birthdays tend to mean a little less, I think, so.
on a normal birthday when you weren't in the struggle, what would you have been? What would you have done?
We would have gone out to dinner. I would have taken my kids out. Because my birthday's in October, I like to do a lot of like haunted houses or pumpkin/hay rides. But we didn't get to do anything like that this year.
Okay, so where are you from originally?
Jersey.
Yo, shout out Jersey, we out there. Tell us what was it like growing up. Tell us the good and the bad about where you grew up at in Jersey.
So I was born in North Jersey. I lived in Hackensack for until I was 10. That part of my childhood was great. Both my parents, they seemed happy. My sister was born when I was 8, so I had I felt a protectiveness over her when she was a baby. But probably the last year or two of living there, my parents started to fight a lot, and my dad was alcoholic. He was abusive, so I saw a lot of violence growing up during that period. And then when my parents got divorced, we moved to more southern New Jersey, Ocean County. So we were closer to the beach, but I saw my dad a lot less frequently. And then ultimately, when I was 12, he just disappeared. And to this day, I still haven't spoken another word to him. So that was really hard, I think, for a young girl used to having 2 parents in the home, for her dad to just up and leave. And I think that was probably the start of, my issues, or, it started hanging out with the wrong crowd and, trying drugs when I was senior in high school. I smoked weed, I drank. And then when I started my freshman year in college, when I was 19, that's when the heavier drugs came into play. I tried cocaine first, and then it led quickly to heroin, prescription pills, and I did a bout in rehab around that time, as well as mental hospitals, several rounds for that. And I ended up moving to North Carolina in 2010, and I was able to stay clean off heroin for 10 years, my whole time living there. I did do other things here and there, but I was able to stay clean off of it. I met my children's father out there. I had 2 beautiful daughters who I miss very much. They're currently with my mom, who I'm so grateful for, to be able to take care of them for me. I can't take care of them myself right now. So yeah, I mean, I had a normal childhood aside from the alcoholism and abuse. During the 2 years of my childhood, everything else was pretty normal.
Okay. What are some of your favorite childhood memories?
We would go to vacation in Wildwood every summer. My aunt and uncle had similar. They had a camper in a campground in Cape May that we would go spend summers with my cousins, and it was just some of the best memories that I had, just being a kid and being outside and going to the boardwalk, things like that.
Awesome. Let's talk about high school and middle school. What was it like for you?
So the start of middle school was kind of chaotic because that was when I moved. So I went from going to Catholic private school to go into a traditional public school in middle school. So the uniforms went, which it was an adjustment for me because you now have to worry about, what people thought of you because of your clothes, what you wore. And, my mom being a single mom, I mean, she did provide financially the best way that she could, but we didn't always have like the newest, most, the nicest stuff. So that was definitely an adjustment. But I was a social butterfly. I've always been a real people person. So I was friends with a lot of different kids and a lot of different groups. But I didn't do sports or have anything like, that teach me discipline or anything like that. I always just worked ever since I could. Ever since I was 16, I worked. First as a waitress and various other jobs.
Okay, well, that's great. You've got some experience out there in the work field. We're out here now, right in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. How do you end up? How long have you been down here now in the Badlands?
I've been living out here in Kensington for about a year now.
How has that year been for you?
It's been the worst year of my life.
Tell us.
Honestly, it's been pretty rough. It's been the worst year of my life, but it's also taught me I think the most any year has taught me, just about people and about myself. And I could have, if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I could make it out in Kensington, I probably would have laughed in your face. But I mean, I've done it. I can't say I'm proud of it, but it's definitely, I've definitely survived out here. I've shown myself that I am a survivor.
Yes, you are. Being in a place like this and you're alive, you are a survivor. So now let's talk about, drugs. Currently out here, what drugs are you struggling with?
I currently use dope, which is fentanyl, trank, and also crystal meth.
Okay.
Ice.
All right.
I mix the two. Same thing as the other girl was saying. Just to keep awake, and to keep from falling out and having my stuff stolen, or just to be in a compromising position. So that's why I primarily use them both at the same time.
And how were you introduced to those two drugs?
So the fentanyl, I was introduced about 2 years ago. I started coming to Kensington, just making daily or a couple of times a week trips back and forth really when COVID started. I had to move back from North Carolina with my 2 kids. Their father and I had split up, and he had some issues with crystal meth use and side effects from that. So I had to remove myself and my children, and we went to stay with my mom in New Jersey. And I was coming back and forth, and getting the fentanyl trank combo about 2 years ago.
Gotcha.
Same thing with crystal meth too.
So now you just basically decided to just stay down here now?
Yeah, because throughout my drug use, I lost use of my car. So when my mom found out that I was using, I just wasn't ready for a rehab, and I couldn't take the children and feel right taking the children with me. So I came out here, and it was just easier just to stay than traveling back and forth, I guess.
So what's your living status right now?
I'm currently homeless. I live under a tunnel here in Kensington. I have a boyfriend. He's been my rock out here. We keep each other safe, and we tend to just stick to ourselves. And I thank God for him, because I probably would be dead out here without him.
Do you got any family out here?
I have no family out here. I do have family members that live on my dad's side in Pennsylvania, but I don't speak to that side of the family.
Right.
And all my family live in New Jersey.
Do you stay in touch with them?
Here and there. My mom has been granted temporary legal and physical custody of my kids. So she will not allow me to see them until I complete a rehab and meet the requirements that she sees fit. So I'm trying to work on doing those things to be able to get my children back.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to hear you're trying to fight for yourself. You know, once you fight for yourself, then you can fight for your kids, right? Because you have to be happy first.
Right.
Then your kids will be happy. So that's great that you got hope and you're not giving up. Out here, how many bags of fentanyl and meth do you use a day?
A day, I use about almost a bundle a day.
How many is in the bundle?
A bundle is 16 bags. And then the crystal meth I use about a half gram, maybe, a day.
So how much would you say you spend average on both of your habits?
About a day, probably 80 to 100 bucks.
Do you have a job?
No.
So how do you support yourself?
So my boyfriend and I, we boost. We also try to find things like in the trash on the side of the road and sell them. There's a lot of like really nice things that get thrown out here in Philly, a lot of like wasted items. So we try to, any way we can, just make a dollar. We help out people. We just try to get money whenever we can.
You don't do dates?
I have. I have in the past.
Yeah, we won't judge you for that.
Yeah, but I mean, I try not to just because it's just really unsafe, especially lately. There's been a lot of murders of working girls out here. That's not really been portrayed in the news accurately. So, it's really scary.
Right.
And I just don't want to put myself in that position.
Well, that's smart because, like you said, a lot of the girls are dying. A lot of the girls are getting tied up in cages inside a stranger house, and he's doing whatever he want to do. I have heard so many horrible stories when doing dates. So you're smart, you know.
Just recently, probably the most recent story was they found 6 girls in an abandoned warehouse with their eyes sewn shut.
Wow.
So I mean, for that kind of six girls is a lot. You know, so that's. There's definitely like some people helping on that, I think. Yeah,
it's dangerous out here. There's a lot of, human trafficking out here also. Yeah. How do you stay safe out here?
I mean, I like I said, it's so much easier with my boyfriend.
Right.
I couldn't imagine like what she was saying, being out here by herself. It's really hard. Just because. Not only just to stay safe, but just to stay sane as well. Like, we rely on each other so much. I couldn't imagine being out here.
So, do he use you to get money for drugs, or is it both?
No, I mean, we both, everything that we get, we split down the middle. He's a great guy. He was in the military. He has his own story, and
right.
He's not like some of these guys out here that use these girls just to.
So what is it like being in a relationship with another addict?
It's hard.
The good and the bad.
It's definitely has its drawbacks to it. There's a lot of chaotic moments, and we don't know each other sober. So it's also hard because there's no treatment options for couples to go together who plan to be together after they come, out of addiction into recovery. And I think that there is some value in those type of facilities because you would think that you would want the treatment to line up the same if you were planning to be together. So
right.
So that's been a barrier for us getting treatment out here.
Yeah, and that's what more focus need to go on. Like the lady was saying, it's hard for her to get a bed. It's a long waiting list. So all those things need to get checked on. And people need to have access to all these things when they're ready. Because you might be ready today and you go to the shelter and they be like, oh, we don't have a bed for you. Then you're going to go right back into the lifestyle.
Right.
So hopefully that changed. So what does a typical day look like for you out here?
So we wake up, we try to have a little bit of money for wake up. We go get samples if we can. And then we go to the stores, we booze, we typically on trash nights, which is Thursdays and Sundays, the night before, we'll go out at night and go to like some of the nicer areas and just go through, the trash, and we can find some really nice clothes or furniture pieces or things to polish up and resell.
So before this nightmare started, what was your life like?
I mean, I was a normal tax-paying citizen. I got my girls to school in the morning. I worked in law. I was a paralegal. I would come home. I would drive the kids to their activities. I would cook dinner, bath, and then, I was a sole caretaker of my kids their whole lives up until this last year.
Right. That's lovely. I know you're still a great mom. Have you had any clean time?
Yes. So completely off any substance during my pregnancy with both my children. So that's 9 months each. And then just I've had clean time, but with like the assistance of Suboxone or Kratom.
Oh, that's good.
I did Kratom for 2 years, and during that time I completed my business administration degree, all while working and having 2 kids. And but completely off a substance would really be when I was pregnant.
What triggered you into using again?
Just my anxiety. I get like social anxiety now a lot. I think from just years of drug use and stress, just any like high stress thing in my life. Well, I don't have great coping skills, so that's the one thing that I go for. It's just to relieve any pressure in my life. So yeah, just like stress, anything stressful in my life, or if I've particularly like people in my inner circle are using as well.
What all have you lost due to your addiction?
I've lost everything. I lost my house in North Carolina, my whole life there, cars, in debt. I've lost friends, family, my kids, my children's father. I've lost friends to this addiction. I've just lost everything.
Is there any good thing that can come out of this lifestyle?
Yeah, I think the lessons learned, and if you can survive, you can teach yourself how to survive, and you can know that this is just a temporary moment, and that there is a chance for you to get better. You just have to want it.
Yeah. So do you think you'll want it one day pretty soon?
Yeah, absolutely.
You deserve it, girl.
Thank you.
Winter time is coming. What's your game plan for the winter?
I'll definitely. I'm in talks with the local prevention point here in the area, who helps as a resource for homeless addicts, and they're looking into getting me a detox bed and a detox.
Oh, that's great. So now you've been out here in the trenches. What has been your worst experience? Something that you have seen or that you have heard about?
Honestly, the worst experience is just the way that people get treated out here, especially in regards to people who need to be Narcan or overdosing. That happens a lot in our life here, and I feel like the medical, the EMTs and stuff they've done a great job, and I'm sure it's really tough seeing that day after day and the same people having to be Narcan, but just kind of the blatant, it's just forgotten out here. Like, we are humans, and we're going through this addiction, and we need help, and it might take 100 times for us to get it. That's unfortunately the side effect of this disease, and it's still worth saving a person's life, even if you've had to do it 100 times over.
Facts.
To me. So I just, I step over people daily that are knotted out, or some are dead, and I always try to check on them, and I always just try to remember that it's easy to get jaded here and forget that people are still people.
Right. Let's get off topic and we done, okay? What's your favorite color?
Teal.
Teal, why?
I don't know. I've always loved the that like bluish, greenish color. I don't know.
When you was a little kid, what do you want to become when you grow up?
A vet.
Why?
I just love animals, and I either wanted to be a vet or a social worker because I just love to help people or animals.
Awesome. Halloween or Christmas? Which one are you?
Halloween.
Why?
This is my birthday month.
Oh, okay. All right. Which is zodiac sign?
Libra.
If you could fly or be invisible, which one would you pick?
I would fly.
Why?
I would just, when things got stressful, I would just love to shoot up into the air and just soar over everything and clear my head.
Shout out to the bird gang. We out there. What are some of your favorite foods?
Tacos and pizza.
Okay, you got good taste. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite band or artist you listen to?
I love Ed Sheeran.
All right. Okay, that's awesome. Summertime or wintertime? Which one are you?
Summertime for sure.
Why?
I just love being warm. I hate being cold. It's just the worst.
All right. Short-term goals. What are yours?
So gonna get into a detox facility hopefully within the next week, and then get my own living situation figured out, get my kids back, and finish my accounting degree.
That's beautiful. If your friends or your family see this video, what message would you like to send to them?
Just that I love them, and I'm sorry that what this disease has put our family through, and I'm grateful to them. And then I understand that even though they can't talk to me right now, I know that I'm in their prayers and that they think of me every day.
Amen. Are you afraid of dying?
Yeah.
Where do you believe you'll go when you die?
I do believe I'll go to heaven. I do think that everything will get weighed, and I do have mostly good in me.
Amen. Yeah, you got a good heart. I can just sense the vibe, Do you have a talent or a skill?
Yeah, a talent. I like to sing.
Okay, maybe one day we can hear something from you. We encourage. Yeah, we encourage our artists. If you had 3 wishes, what would your 3 wishes be?
That I would be living a happy, clean life. That my kids would be unaffected by my decisions of this past year, and that there wouldn't be any addicts left alone in this world. That they would always have somebody.
That's beautiful. And to take us home, there are a lot of people in this world who judge people who are struggling with addiction. What's your message for the world?
Just, you never know what someone's going through, and don't judge a book by its cover. Any of us could end up in this situation. I know people out here who were wealthy millionaires, and then I know people out here that have grown up the streets their whole life, and everyone's just trying to survive.
AML family, thank you so much for listening. For checking out Samantha's story, drop all the positive comments you have for her. She's part of the AML family now. Samantha, is there anything you're in need of we can help you with?
Just your positive support.
Beautiful, beautiful, guys. So drop all the positive comments you got for her. And remember, don't be bitter, be better. Until next time, AML Films and Samantha, we out there. Peace out.
All right, thank you.